out here working on her sits, downs, and a little bit of recall. I'm going to explain as we go along what we're doing. So if at any point during this video you see something that you'd like me to do a different signal or some different type of cue, just let me know. So she's doing really good about not jumping on me. If she were to jump on me, I would tell her off. And the reason for that is dogs can't generalize, especially young puppies, can't generalize the word down for more than one thing. So if she jumps on me, I'm not going to say down, because down is going to be its own separate command. So sit, hold that treat above her head, off. And I'm not going to actually use my hands when she jumps on me. I'm going to say off and give a little bit of a nudge off, because if you use your hands, it actually gives them satisfaction. Down, go girl. So when she goes to jump on me, like I said, it's off. And then for a sit, I'm going to tell her sit, good girl. And then for like a lay down, I would say down, just like that. Good girl. Wait till her belly goes nice, flat, and relaxed. Good girl. Sit. Yes, good job. And down. Good girl, good down. Lots of praise and treats throughout it. I want to keep it positive. I want to keep it upbeat. Just want to keep her intrigued and engaged in training. So, hi, what are you doing? She's doing really good about the not jumping. She's picking up on that quite quickly, that she doesn't get my attention when she jumps. So, I'm going to see if she'll get a little distracted from me. Come. Good girl. I know we plan to change her name. That's perfectly fine. I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna call her Allie when talking to those until those here at the manor until you send in a new name. But for right now, when it's coming to recall and such, I'm just gonna get her to look at me like we do with all of our puppies. Get them to look at us before we give a command. I'm just not gonna use a name until you give me a name, and then starting then, I will then say the name, get her to look at me, say the name, and then give that recall. So that helps with name recognition. Sit. Good girl. Down the road, sit will correspond with this hand gesture, and down will correspond with this hand gesture, because like I said, off is the one where I'll use my knee to not let her jump up on me. But if you have any issues with any of that, just let me know in the email back to this week's update, and I'll be sure to start working on something different. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. So the reason I always get her to look at me is if she is not looking at me, it's almost like her ears are off. And I want to set her up for the best success. So if she's looking at me, I know she's acknowledging me. I know she's engaged with what I'm saying. So getting her to look at me, so I'll make a noise. Good girl. So if she's really distracted, getting her to look at me by making some obnoxious noise. And sometimes getting on their level helps, because it changes my body language to make me more intriguing and more engageable. So. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Good job. Very food motivated, also praise driven. So I'm utilizing both so that eventually I can wean her off of treats. You don't want to always have to have treats when working with her. Obviously when they're young and we're starting something new, I want to use treats, but I also want to be able to use that praise effect too. Very people oriented, so don't think she'll take much distance from me. Good girl, good job. I do use a whistle, but of course if she was digging in something, she may be too focused on that, so I'll make an obnoxious noise of any sort that just gets her to cue in that focus. But she's very engaged right now, has really great hand and focus. Good girl. Good job. Good sit. So when it comes to the sits, I make sure her butt's on the ground as well as her front feet. If she's pawing or batting at me, I don't want to reward that. I want her to have a nice, good, calm sit. And when she sits down like that, that's when she gets the treat. Sit. Good girl. With the down, I want it to be a nice, flat, belly to the ground down. Good girl. And the point of this lure phase right now is just to introduce to her, when I say this word, I want your body in this position, and once you do that, you get the treat. Sit. Good girl. You grab another treat real quick. Very excited. I know you want more, huh? Such a good girl. And like I said, if there's anything in this video you want me to do a little differently, because I know you have another dog at home that you want maybe the commands to kind of coincide a little bit better than what maybe we do here at the manor, just let me know and I'll definitely start to work on that. Come. Good girl. So like I said, sit, down, off, and when she jumps on me. So sit. Good girl. Down. Good. Sit. Good girl. Down. This was nice flat, relaxed. Good girl. I wanted a nice flat down, so she's not always ready to pop right back up. So down the road when I do like a sit, stay, or down, stay, she understands these are structured commands and structured positions. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Yes. So you're going to say yes, good girl through all of her training. And these are called positive mark words. And the reason we utilize these is down the road, these become just as good as treats to her. So when down the road we're off the lure phase and she has a good strong sit or down, and I just say sit, I say yes, good girl. And it's almost like I just handed her a treat. It's reassuring her that she's doing exactly what I want. Come. Good girl. Yes, good job. Sit. Good girl. Down. Yes, good girl. Good job. So with all training sessions, we always end on a positive note and a strong note. So I'm going to do one more recall, get some distance from her, call her back, end on a good note with that. And then we will do another down and then another sit. We will always end on her strongest command, which will either be a sit or a down. So I'm always ending all sessions on that. Yes, good job. So we'll end on that note because she came right back. She did really good with that. Good job. And then we'll do a down. It just goes nice, flat, and relaxed. Wait for it. Down. Good girl. And then a sit. And the reason we always end on a positive note with all commands, especially the one we're working on or with her strongest command, is we want her last memory of training to be a good one. So we're going to sit here for a few minutes and she's just going to get some praise now. And that means that she ended on a positive note with all the commands, so her last memory of that's a good one. And then her last memory of this session in general is just a positive one. She got some praise at the end. And this way she looks forward to training next time. She remembers last time I got lots of treats, lots of rewards, lots of snuggles at the end. And then she realizes she is working for something. So, yeah, so always ending on a strong note with all commands, positive, always ending on a good note. If she's having a bad day, that's when we'll just call it quits. We make sure we end on something strong, like the sits and downs, and then with lots of praise, no matter what, because we want our puppies to want to learn. And as long as we keep it positive and fun and engaging, they love to learn. So, just going to utilize that. Yeah. So again, this is Allie's update. We're just going to call her Allie until you guys figure out her new name. Yeah. Once you get that, feel free to respond to the update, and I will start calling her by the new name as soon as I get one. And like I said again, if there's anything in this video that didn't coincide maybe with the training you do with your dog at home, let me know, like for such as example, like the signals or anything like that. But yeah, or if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. And I will get back to you next Friday. But if I get a name or anything in between, such as, like I said, a new name or anything with the commands, I will make sure I start working on that first thing Monday. So, yeah, this is Allie. Good job. Good job. All right.